Stress. We've all experienced it at some point in our lives, and probably most of us still do on a daily basis. But is that necessarily a bad thing? And what can we do about it? Historically, stress would be from a saber-toothed tiger or a neighbouring tribe trying to kill you. These days, thankfully, we don't often have to fend off wild animals and aggressive human beings. Actually, the aggressive human being bit. You get what I mean. But what can we do in the short term to reduce or alleviate stress? I'm going to look at both stressors and stress. Stressors can be both psychological and physical. Stress is your actual response to the stressor. Let's say something happens and seriously stresses you out. Your body immediately releases a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which in turn will release adrenaline, or epinephrine as our friends in North America tend to prefer. Different word, same hormone. Adrenaline increases heart rate, blood pressure, and dilates the pupils. It literally gets the body ready to move, ready for action. It will also expand the air passages in the lungs and redistribute the blood needed in certain muscles. It's so clever, it will actually shut down the areas of the body that we don't need in times of stress. Things like reproduction and digestion. Blood vessels in those areas will contract. This built-in system activates some body parts and shuts down others. If you're really nervous about something, this could explain why you're desperate to go to the loo and your penis shrivels up inside itself. Or maybe that's just me. This is commonly called the body's fight or flight response, and it takes place literally in seconds. When we're stressed, we're primed for movement and to say something. Usually something we shouldn't say, or if we do say something, it's usually stupid.
Oh, you bastard! Look at him, you bastard! What are you doing? You bastard, you bastard.
If you resist that movement, you'll start to feel agitated and maybe get a tremor. So now you know what's happening in times of stress. Now most people want to decrease stress, but what can you do in real time? What can we do right here and now instead of going off to do yoga or get a massage or do some Kundalini breath work? These tools and techniques have their place. They're great for managing stress long term, but we need something right here, right now, in real time. What can we do? Here's what doesn't work. Telling someone to calm down. In fact, that may make things worse. We all have a system for stress and a system for de-stress, and these are literally genetically baked into our system, genetically coded, if you will. We need to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, or the rest and digest. You may have heard that before. Here's a really cool technique that's been thoroughly researched and is grounded in science and physiology. It's called the Physiological SIGH, SIGH, S-I-G-H. Here's how it works. Do a double inhale, and a long exhale. Now we actually do this right before we sleep, and sometimes actually in our sleep. Of course, we're not aware of that. The double inhale inflates the little sacs in our lungs, and the long, slow exhale releases the carbon dioxide that builds up in our blood when we get stressed. You will relax very, very quickly. As I said, this is seriously grounded in science and a really, really effective way of reducing stress in the moment. Now I'm going to be completely honest. I got most of this information from Andrew Huberman's podcast, which is literally one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. So make sure you check out Andrew. I've tagged him below this post. Check him out, follow him, and go and listen to his podcast. Andrew, hopefully I haven't butchered your information too much. I don't think I have, but I appreciate you and thanks for sharing your knowledge with us all. But back to stress. Has anyone ever tried the Physiological SIGH? Or have you got a great technique for calming yourself down in a stressful situation? As always, I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video.